Hello farmers and welcome back to Kinlaig Farming Simulator 25. A good Monday to one and all. Hopefully you had a nice weekend and a good start to the week here. Standing in front of our Massey Ferguson, our planter. We'll be starting off today with planting some more cotton because our cotton harvest actually went rather well last time. So a couple more fields, or one extra more field than previously. Trying to get up to our 40 modules so I can sell them all at once and get that wonderful little achievement that Farming Simulator 25 has. Hello Crystal, Adam, Miles, John, Bob, welcome one and all. Yeah, looks like my farmer's just been standing here. He's ready to go, and actually so am I. So I think we finished this field last time. So let's just move on over to the next one. Do I have enough liquid fertilizer? Well, maybe, maybe not. We'll find out. I think we might have. Still got 53%. If we run out, well, I know where to go get some. Back at the farm. So, let's cruise on down here to our next field. So, left this spring, we got to plant this field that we're going to. We got the field kind of adjacent to the onion field. Then we got to go to April and plant in our soybeans. And then, of course, take care of our productions, our animals. Currently, what we're kind of focusing on now on the farm is just paying back the money on the loan. I think we're down to 5.6 mil. So we are getting there. If we get to harvesting today, which we might do, actually we should be able to, that means we have gone through the summer months and we'll be selling our fish, and I think we'll have about $400,000 worth of fish, so that'll be a good payment back to the bank. So slight possibility we'll get the loan below 5 mil by the end of today. Slight chance, I said, just slight. Oh, before we go to the month of April, after I plant these two of the cotton fields, I think, if I remember, the saw mill may require some more wood. And I'm getting just a little bit nervous on the wood because I'm down to like a handful of oak trees. And we're just waiting for other ones to mature, but they're not too far off from being mature. Oh, the other thing I did not look at, because last year we had a problem with the weather, aka tornadoes. Currently no tornadoes in the forecast. So we'll see how that plays out. Last year this was an onion field. That's why it's been plowed. But one thing that means is no weeds to deal with this year. At least in this field. I actually thought I was going to be streaming a different game today, but come to find out, won't have access and can't show nothing on the game until Thursday. Some type of mining game is what we'll be looking at on Thursday, I think. Because I thought today was the day, but no, it's going to be Thursday. I think they said the 11th. Also, just a reminder, I did release the episode of Shamburgo for today. And of course, there will be one for Wednesday as well, for those still keeping track of that series. Again, with this planter, I'm trying not to go the max speed that it can plant. Kind of forgot to go and edit the XML file for this to slow it down to the like 15 or 16 miles an hour like the other one is. Probably by the time I remember to do so, I'll be done with Kinlaig and it won't matter. So we'll have 3 cotton fields for this year. I think last season with the 2 fields, and one of them got hit with a tornado, we ended up with 8 modules, so I need 32 more to sell in one go. You run the same planter, but running 16. Are you sure you're running the same planter? This is the modded one. And in the mod, there are 3 different planters. They all look the same. It's just a matter of what they can plant and what speed they can plant. And the reason why I chose this one is because it does onions. Alright, field number 2 of cotton done. So I use 25% fertilizer in that field. I think I'll go top off with liquid fertilizer. I don't think that's going to be enough to get the last field done. Don't really need the seed, just need the liquid fertilizer. I was actually thinking earlier about possibly getting rid of the cattle. Not really utilizing them too well. And it just gives me more work to do around the farm, which is not a bad thing. It's a matter of keeping up with the cattle. So maybe sell some of the cattle. Get out of the sequence that we've been doing, which is waiting for them to give the second reproduction before selling them. Could just sell them when they are at max price instead. Any good contracts going on while I'm doing all the work here in March? There's a plowing contract. Where is that? Oh, this is right up the road. Actually, I'm probably almost done. And I would need the Massey Ferguson for that, I think. Oh, what I can do is I can accept that contract. We'll get the Massey Ferguson to plow it, and while that's going on, we can head on down to the sawmill and put the wood in there. So we'll probably end up doing that. Why is it showing that there's too much nitrogen in this field? Is this field over-fertilized? Oh, wait a minute. Is this the one that needed soil sampling? No. Might be getting my series mixed up. No, none of my fields need soil sampling. Why? Why does this field have nitrogen already in it? Seems kind of odd. Hello, Levy. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Monday so far. But this field definitely has some weird looks to it on the nitrogen side of things. Not sure why that is. This is a good thing about a direct drill or planter. You don't have to cultivate or plow a field before putting another crop in. Just go right on in. Although with cotton stalks, I think maybe someone would want to cultivate the field beforehand. So I'm not going to really use any fertilizer for this field because it's still got tons of fertilizer in it. When I harvested the cotton, it did register, I hope. Apparently it did not. That's why the field score is out of 66. Why? Same thing for that. Which was also a cotton field. It didn't register the nitrogen when it harvested. Okay. So our environmental score bonus is going to get brought down a little bit because of all that. Not sure why. Maybe something to do with the cotton harvester I used. Although I just had a similar thing I noticed on... Yeah, Shamburgo, I got the same thing where I harvested a field, and one of my fields that did not register, I had nitrogen in it, which I know it did. And the thing is, I did like the cotton harvester that we're using, other than the fact of the dust that it seemed to have around it while harvesting was too much. So I was worried about not having enough nitrogen in the planter for this field, but as it turns out, I don't think I needed any. We do got a couple of orange spots in the field, as it did register nitrogen was there when it harvested. But everywhere else, it does not seem like it used it. So once we get done with this, we'll go grab the plow, and we'll accept that contract and get a worker on that. And we'll go grab the wheel loader and put some more trees into the mill. And then we'll check on the animals. Then I think we're done with March. We can move on to April. See, Jazzy Kaz brought a trailer pack for ATS, first one since last year. I did use a lot of their AI traffic stuff for quite a while. Their AI traffic had tons of cars to it, or I should say vehicles, because it also includes trucks and motorcycles and whatnots. Last I knew, we had like over 200 vehicles in the AI traffic alone. All right, 3 cotton fields for this year. I'm going to switch this over to soybean, because that'll be the next crop I plant. What did I say? Did I go buy it? No, just a long ways down the list. Let's drop this off here, get rid of the mini map, and we will grab that plowing contract for, I mean, it's 8,000, and it's just up the road. What else we got here? Sowing contracts, no. Spraying, I would, but it's not worth enough. We'll have a good amount of weeds to get rid of in April. I've been able to play ATS, doing some TS on your PC, so I have different SSD I'm using. You just got to get more hard drives. I got too many hard drives on my PC. I need it for all the recordings that I do. Should be this field right here. I think that's the first time I remember seeing the short bus. The yellow school bus. Alright, let's get ourselves a course going. Field work, 12 meter, 2 headlands, 2% overlap. Yeah, that all looks fine. Probably taking about 18 minutes to get this field done. Alright, how about 14 minutes? That's good enough. Alright, let's jump into our wheel loader. Now, it looks like I sold the sawmill stuff already in March because there's really nothing here. And yeah, I'm down to about a handful of oak trees that are set to be cut, and that's it. So I probably should come in here and plant some more. So they can be ready in 2 years. We'll cut down at least 3 of these. I hate when it does that. I don't know why it does that when you're cutting a tree. Every once in a while it'll get like halfway through, 3/4 of the way through, and then it just resets. Hooray! Made it through the first one. Let me actually cut this one here, I think, next. You got 9 terabits of hard drive available to you. Nowadays, if you are a gamer, you definitely need at least one hard drive or a storage drive that can hold about 2 or 3 terabits, with games now being 100 gigs plus. Not all games, but a lot of games now are getting up there where they require 100 gigs. Most are around 40, I think. Alright, let's get these 3 trees into the mill. And I would think maybe by then Frank will be done with plowing up that field. Did I create myself a mess? Somewhat. Actually, I think I'll get that tree first. Actually, let me go on the other side. Maybe I'll bring the Massey Ferguson down here after we finish that plowing contract, and we'll plant some trees. So I could probably get about a dozen of them in here. Alright, 49,000 liters. So I should have somewhere around 94,000 liters of wood once I get these other two trees in here. Trying to find the best place to pick it up so it's not too wobbly. Hope they don't hit the silo going around the corner. Okay, we did. I'm trying to brute force my way around the silo. It's not working out too well. Now it's sliding out of the grapple. It's been fun to be able to use the wheel loader for a good amount of time on this series. So those trees up there on the hill, wait, are those the ones that will be next? I think so, right? These are at 17.6. Yeah, 17.6. So all these trees up here in this little knoll, they should be ready not too long from now, which is good. And when I get rid of those trees, I'm going to see if I can sell that land that the windmill is on. Because I'm not using it for anything. We only bought it so we can build the windmill itself. Over the fence. Yeah, this should get me up to 90,000 liters, I do believe. $91,600. That's good enough for a couple months. All right, let's jump into... We'll dismiss the worker and we'll finish this off ourselves. Any recommendations to another silo? I've been using the ones here, but also want to try something else. All you can really do is check on the mod hub and see what silos fit the style you're looking for on your farm. And also it's going to come down to as to what you want to store in your silos. I mean, Omatana's silos are nice because you can pretty much put anything in her silos. Want to increase your memory to 64 gigs, but the price of memory has gone through the roof. Yeah, when I rebuilt my motherboard, I got a new motherboard about 1.5 years ago. I went with the 64 gigs DDR5s. And I have heard that the memories have gone through the roof. Not sure why, but actually, for a little while, after I built my motherboard, I said, I'll just get up to 64. I could have up to 128. But after watching my stats, I hardly ever use really even 40 gigs of memory at a time. So I think 64 is good enough. Almost done with this contract here. I have heard of a couple of maps that'll be coming out in the near future for FS25 that look kind of interesting. Yeah, once I get the loan paid off here in Kinlaig, I don't know if I'll continue here. Unless I need a couple more cotton modules, but other than that. I did spend some time yesterday looking at a whole bunch of games after I realized I couldn't stream the one I thought I was going to stream today. Trying to figure out what else I could stream, because I'm not sure if I was feeling FS25 for streaming today, so I was looking at a whole bunch of games yesterday. I got a whole bunch of games on my wish list waiting for them to come out. It's either I'm just getting real picky on the type of games I want to stream, or I don't know, I just couldn't really find anything that fit my fancy. So we're coming down to the sawmill so I can plant trees where I just cut those down, put in about maybe 10 trees. I don't think I'm going to get a dozen. Now, I'm looking at, I would like to do a smaller map. Well, I shouldn't say I need to do a smaller map. I need to do a smaller farm. Because I've been using a lot of the same equipment recently. Because as you build up, you know, you end up... As for planters and drills, I'm pretty much down to just like a couple of each. You know, it's either these two planters or those two drills once your fields get rather big. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Game's been getting boring. I haven't seen a game that interests you in a while. Well, I mean, I got games on my, you know, wish list and waiting for that will be coming out in 2026. I was streaming a game last week called Wild Roots, but as much as I enjoyed it, the views weren't really there that much, although I am going to be starting another Wild Roots series, but that's going to be a recorded series. And like I said, we'll have a game on Thursday we're going to have a look at. I think it's actually going to be a closed beta test is what we're joining. But it has to do about mining, so if you like something like Gold Rush, actually it's not even called Gold Rush anymore. It's been a long time since I played that game. But it has something to do about mining. I didn't make a video on the first playtest because it didn't seem like there was enough content there to make a video on it. Alright. Don't know how many trees that is planted, but we planted what we planted. Yeah, I definitely want to... I've been wanting to, because I mentioned it quite a bit during these streams. Kind of like I did on Cylinder and FS22, where I think that was like nothing over 200 horse. Can't use anything over 200 horsepower. I may bump it up like 250 horsepower. But I guess it all depends on what kind of map and farm I find ourselves on. I mean, I could play on a 4x size map, just have a small farm is all. I mean, I did enjoy Cylindra, but was there any buts about that? Other than, oh yeah, the horses. The horses were the big butt because I couldn't make money off of horses in 22. And then I tried a couple of mods, and those mods for the horses did not really seem to work too well. Well, maybe they worked as intended, but the way I used them didn't work out that well. I didn't collect on that contract, so we'll do that when we get back. And then we'll make sure that the cows have enough feed. And we can get on to April. But hello, Diamondback. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you stopping on in. Just say it doesn't clip that tree, does it? No, it does not. You know, have a look at that price of wool. It's going to be a decent price, but I think next month is going to be better. Let's see here. Let's go to our stock market page. Wool is at $11.53, so it's not bad. It does say the best price is in May. We're only in March, but it's pretty darn close. So I think I'll wait. Hello, Panther. Welcome. Pardon me, sorry. I don't obey traffic laws too much. Alright, let's get into the 80-50. How much feed do you guys need here? I would say 40,000 would be good. Uh, 40,000 TMR. We'll be going back to my time at Sandrock. I don't think they've added anything to it. If they did add anything to it, it's going to be very little. I'm waiting for the next edition. So there was my time at Porsche, which I did. Of course, and there was Sandrock. And the next one is my time at Evershine? Evergreen? That'll be the next edition. So I don't know when that will be coming out. I don't know if it's going to be this year or not. I want to say I forgot what it was. Evershine, Ever something like that. That's the next edition anyways. I did not live stream Sandrock. That was before I had good internet where I could be able to do that. Hey, there's Sam. How you doing, buddy? He seems happy. Sam is always happy. But then again, he's a yellow lab, so he's always... Labs are always happy for the most part. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go to bed. I don't think I have anything. I didn't lease anything, did I? I shouldn't have anything leased. No, we do not have anything leased. And there's nothing I really want to buy, but, you know, I'll check the sale page. You know, curiosity is always a good and bad thing. Nothing there. All right. We did the sawmill, which is the main thing, the fields. All right, just go to bed. We're fine. We're good. I'm sure we're fine. My time at Evershine. I almost said Everclear, but that's a beverage, a nasty beverage. All right, so we do wake up with negative 24,000. Surprise, surprise. That's our loan, doing loan things. It is raining pretty darn good. Let me just double check the forecast. It's going to rain pretty much all day. And unless I want to fast forward until 5 o'clock in the evening, it's going to be a rainy day. All right, the cows. All right, they went through all that TMR apparently. The sheep. Oh yeah, I do got to cut the grass field today. And how many fields do I got of weeds? So we got one. I didn't collect on that contract either. This one I got a plant in. 2. So it's got 2 fields of weeds. All right. Let's go get... Boy, it's really raining hard. Let's go get these soybeans planted. I can't hire a worker because, well, I don't have any cash. I kind of hope that when My Time at Evershine comes out, I'll have early access to it, maybe. I was getting some early access to some of the stuff at My Time at Sandrock. So if there's no release date, then at best, quarter 3, quarter 4 of 2026, maybe. Didn't seem like there was that much time between My Time at Porsche and My Time at Sandrock. So we're going to go down here, plant soybeans. They're not going to need any fertilizer, and there's already plenty of fertilizer in the field because apparently our cotton harvester did not reset the field. Oh, I didn't collect on that contract. Luckily the contract is still there. Yeah, no good contracts out there for us to do now either. So let's get these soybeans in. Soybeans are for making the fish food. Also, when I get done with Kinlaig, whenever we do get done here, I got 5.6 mil to pay off, but once we do that, I may take like a week or 2 off from streaming Farm Sim 25 just to kind of clear the palette. Well, I mean, I'll be streaming, but just not Farm Sim 25. Probably need a little bit of a break from it. Although these live streams tend to do better than a lot of the other streams that I do, because I think most people are here for the farming stuff. But hopefully we'll have some interesting games to stream. Had a fun time watching Sandrock. I thought about maybe doing My Time at Porsche again, because I don't know, maybe I'll do My Time at Porsche and maybe do another one of My Time at Sandrock before Evershine comes out, whenever that may be, just to revisit. Hello, Farmhand from Sweden. Welcome. You are running the same map on your server 10 years now on hard economy. Yeah, we are at year 6, apparently, on hard economy. But when I started here, we started with absolutely nothing, so I took out an $8 million loan to buy all the factories, and not all the factories, but all the factories that we needed. Some land, some equipment, and now I still owe $5.5 million. But for the first 5 years, it was pretty much any money we got. I was expanding on the farm, and now for the last year, any money we get just goes right towards the loan, and we're paying off the loan rather quickly now. So probably by the end of year 7. So after this year and maybe after next year, there's a slight chance we'll have the loan paid off in full. So this is the last field I need to plant before we move on to harvesting. Alrighty, and move on around. Can I get that whole section? Ah, one little stalk that it left. Well, I gotta come back this way anyways when I leave. You don't make clothes because you lose money on that. So you did the research as well. Yeah, I have not made clothes. Well, let me rephrase this. The only time I've made clothes in FS25 is I used a modded, we'll call it a spinnery, but Grandma's Knitwear is a mod on Mod Hub if you have any interest on it. You can bring just wool or cotton to there, and you can go, so instead of making the fabric to clothes, you can make it directly into clothing. You don't need the fabric, so you can bring wool and cotton to the spinnery, or aka Grandma's Knitwear, and it'll make clothing that way. But yeah, if you do it the way Giants wants us to do it, there's no profit in making clothing. At least not in hard economy, from what I've seen. If you're lucky to break even making clothing, you're better off just making fabric and selling the fabric. But I did not buy the spinnery here on Kinlaig. I'm just selling the wool as is. And right now, I'm also planting cotton because I want to get the achievement of selling 40 modules in one go. So last year, we got our first 8. This year, I hope to get somewhere around 15 modules, hopefully. Alright, so planting done. We got 2 fields we got to take care of weeds on. And then we'll have the grass field that we kind of... Well, you know, I really don't need to do the grass field. But it should be ready. I'm going to feel kind of weird cutting the grass in the rain. Maybe by the time I get back, the planter will be washed off. That's one field we got to take care of the weeds in. I would have bought these 2 fields here, but according to precision farming, those fields do not yield that well. Looks like the cows may have eaten some of their meadow grass. They shouldn't have run out of TMR for how much I had in there. Alright, that's good in place. Let's go ahead and put the Massey Ferguson away. I don't think we need any more equipment for the farm either. Check on that wool price once we get the field work done. Hello, Farmer Groot. Welcome. Hope you've been well. Thanks for dropping on in today as we do a little weed spraying in the rain. Mow your grass and leave it and bale the whole season one harvest. I mean, yeah, that's one way you can do it, as long as you got a good stockpile up. I mean, if you don't have to feed animals, any like cows or sheep or anything like that, you got to save yourself some time. I really wish, and I don't know why they haven't implemented this yet in the game. If you played long enough and you played FS19 with that Seasons mod, because back then Seasons was not a base game thing, that was a mod. Part of the the grass hay whole thing was that if you left grass in a field, it did decompose, and you lost, if it was grass, you lost quite a bit overnight. You lose, like, if you skip forward a month, you would lose like 50% of the grass that's in the field. If it was hay, I think you lost like 20%. And I think straw, you lost it like 5 or 10%. So you, back in FS19 with the Seasons mod, you could not just leave your stuff laying in the field. You definitely had to go ahead and bale it on up. If it was baled, it was fine. But, yeah, you just couldn't leave stuff just lying in the field. Kind of hard to see what the weeds are with it raining like this. Usually I have no problem seeing the weeds, but with the rain, it makes it just a little bit more difficult. Really, probably spraying herbicide in the rain is not something that you should be doing, because it wouldn't really have a good effect on killing weeds, I'm sure. Yeah, so again, it's still strange, like when we're with precision farming, if you're planting in a field, you can see the nitrogen that you put in. When you're putting lime in the field, you can see the lime status. I wonder why it is when you're taking care of weeds, you can't see the weed status. So we'll go into here and just check our fields. Whoops, weeds. I see a lot of brown. All right, so the one behind the gas station is the one I got to do. This one does not need to be done because that was plowed. Onion field does not need to be done because that was plowed. Am I missing a field somewhere? I don't think so. We'll actually get down that field by going down the road by Ben's house, which is right here. And also, oh, no, I was going to say while I'm down there, I'll buy some fuel, but I'm at negative 16,000. Darn, loan payments overnight. Kind of like this farm here, but it's a little bit too much tucked away. I'm going to say I'm on the right side of the pole. We are. And then in the month of May, we'll have the soybean field that we just planted. That'll have weeds in it. So maybe I'll just leave this parked here, because when we get to May, I'll probably, I shouldn't say probably, I will be selling the stuff from the sawmill, because I can't go more than 2 months on a sawmill, or else we just get a ridiculous amount of material to sell. Actually getting a lot of rain this month. Haven't had many days in FS25 where it rains most of the day. I think we had just one other day where it rained quite a bit. But luckily it wasn't a harvest month either. And this is not a harvest month, obviously, so it's kind of worked out in our favor. Are you enjoying the realistic weather mod? I had a couple of the modders told me that, I mean, it is a decent mod in some sense, but it needs some more work on it. I haven't seen any updates to it in a while. Of course, I assume it's still on the mod hub. I don't know if it is or isn't. I know a couple mods that I was using early on in FS25, they're no longer on the mod hub. Not sure why they get taken down. Could be because they haven't been updated to the number of patches Giants have given us. I think we're done here. Yeah, mostly brown. If there's a weed there, it's a lonely weed. Can't remember if you asked before, have I tried the fishing? I did, yeah. Just not really my thing. Not in FS25 it isn't. So I did have early access to the Highland expansion when it came out. So we were trying everything. I was trying to show off everything the Highland expansion had before it released, so that way you guys can make up your mind if you want to purchase it or not. What am I doing with my cotton? Selling it direct, or right now I'm just storing the cotton. I gotta wait until I get 40 cotton modules. Oh, I was gonna leave this down. Well, never mind. We're fine. Yeah, I'm going to wait until I have at least 40 cotton modules, 40 plus, and once I sell them all in one session, I should get a Steam achievement for that. Yes, the Kinlaig map itself, my personal opinion, the map is well done. Of course, you'll get to do onions. You'll get the Highland cattle, which are the cattle to our left. Those are beef cattle. And you'll open up to where you can do the fishing. I mean, we're doing the offshore fishing and all that, but that's just productions. But as for going around fishing with a pole, it's fun for about a couple minutes, and then I'm ready to move on. It's not something I want to do constantly. It's kind of like when the horses came out in FS19, and we found out you got to ride them, clean them. For the first couple horses and couple months, it was fun. Then after that, it's like, okay, I don't want to do that no more. I mean, there might be some people that might want to do that, but not me on the horses. So we shouldn't have any weeds here, which we don't. Cows look like they're starving because there's no feed here, but I'm sure they got feed. Yeah, they got 11,000 liters of feed in there. I don't know why it's showing none. They got no straw, but that's fine. Straw just makes them produce manure, which is right there, and I'm not using that for anything. Alright, we are going to cut the grass in the rain, because in Farming Simulator, that doesn't hurt nothing. I just parked this over here by Sam's food dish, which I don't know if I fed him for April, so we'll feed him now. Sam's so excited he's running through buildings to get to his food dish. start unfolding the mower halfway up the hill because it takes that long to unfold. So, since I am cutting the grass in the rain, we're not getting the message saying that it hurts the yield, but we'll see, because I usually, at worst, I usually get about 145,000 liters of grass off this field. So we'll see what we get. Yeah, I had my eye on that weather mod when it came out, but some of the modders that I know, they were doing some tests in it and says it's got some small issues and whatnot, and probably for what I do in the series, might be best just not to use it as of yet. There's nothing worse than trying to do content on a map and kind of having mods that are a little bit of a focus on it and not working as intended or as you would hope it would be. So with this grass, we're going to top off the sheet, dump this into the fermenting silo. I'll have to look at the fermenting silo and see exactly what I got in there, but it looks like we're starting to get a little bit low on the TMR. Yeah, yield is looking fine. Nothing like cutting grass in the rain. How big of a loan did I take out when I started this map? 8 mil. Just $8 million is all. We're under 5.6, but not until year number 5 did I really start putting money towards the principal of the loan. There's a good chance by the end of year 7, beginning of year 8, that the rest of the loan will be paid off. It all depends on when I get to sell the cotton. So yeah, rain does not affect the yield on grass at all, which kind of should. Yeah, my time scale should be up. Not that it matters, but we'll put it at ×3. Which is where I play my months at. You sell your cows at 12 months. They do peak at 35 months. I think it's 35 months where they peak at. But really, beef cattle to me are not worth doing. I'm just doing it to showcase the cattle itself. Alright, so yep, same yield as we usually get. Give or take, depending on the pH value I have in the field at the time. There you go, sheep. Alright, let me see what I got in here. See how much TMR I got left. Nope, wrong button. Fermenting silo. TMR. Yeah, we're getting kind of low. I'm going to turn on activate hay. No, grass silo. Where's grass silo? Grass silage, activate that. And then we'll throw on TMR for hay and silage. Drop off the forage wagon. And the mower can be put away for another 3 months. Kind of the funny thing is, I don't know why it just occurred to me how we take for granted that the rain does not come through the roof. But if you played Farm Sim long enough, you remember the days where standing in the shed didn't matter? The rain just went right on through. It's the little things that they've added to the years that we kind of forget. But every once in a while it comes back. You're like, oh yeah, I remember when the rain used to just come right on through the roof. Alright, yeah. Just gonna throw in like, I don't know, 60,000 liters of TMR. So we did start with 30 cattle, even though we've been selling them. I think we're almost up to 100 cattle. Actually, for the amount of TMR they're going through, I think I may just grab all 90,000 liters. Because they're going to go through it before I need this forage wagon again. There we go. Cows should be happy now forever and ever. Well, at least for a few months. There are no items for sale. Alright. Again, I don't really need anything for the farm. I'm just checking just because I'm curious. So the sawmill should be fine for the amount of wood we put in, right? Sawmill. It's good for another month. Yep. Stonemason's got big stone. The quarry's got plenty of water. The fishing... Oh, fish food. I'm out of soybeans. We can deactivate that. Do we still have... We still got fish food at the young fish breeding production. So when I go sell the sawmill stuff, I can bring the rest of the fish food down there. So... I think I'm done for the month of April. Do you have a TMR production? Yes, the fermenting silo where I just dumped off the grass and I picked it up. That's making TMR in there. It is harder and more realistic to run in hard economy. I still have 1 million in loan in all my fields on lease after 10 years. Well, I took out an $8 million loan, so... But it's just fake money anyways, but I always pay back all my money before I leave a map. The wool, yes, the wool. We're going to go sell that now to Glen Hat Company. I have no idea where that place is, so we're going to mark that. I'll just grab the wool and we'll go sell that. Hello TK, welcome. Hope you're having a nice Monday. The food storage in the sheep barn is too small. I don't think so. I mean, this barn here is full of sheep, but I can go 3 months on a feed trough. I think going 3 months is fine. Alright, let's go to this Glen Hat Company. So it looks like it's down in the village. You know what? If I'm going down to the village, I may just swing by and do the fish food. while I'm there now. Just need to find my way to this hat company. Not up that road, apparently. Am I going to be able to get in there? Because you got a street light right here. How about if I just unload? Didn't sell all of it. Sold some of it. Let me get a little bit further away from the building. There we go. And if I just run through there, that should get rid of the marker. And we're back above zero. Hooray. Game 1. Not really, but... where does this bring... This is not the road I want to be on, I don't think. No, it is not. I mean, it'll get me there eventually. So this is all the fish food that we have until we harvest soybeans in October. Just slide these on over. Oh, we got more. Okay. Hello, Kitty. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Monday and hope you've been well. Don't think we've seen you for a little while. And again, I don't think I'm making much money on the fish. It's going to look impressive when we sell the fish in July or June, whatever month it is. But the amount of money I spent on productions and the amount of money I'm putting into the fish food, I think it'd be better if I just did something else. But since I'm a content creator and a Giants partner, we had early access. Well, I don't say I had to, but it was best if I showed off everything that the DLC had to offer. And of course, the only way we're going to find out is to use the stuff, right? So, I mean, I haven't gone through all the numbers, but yeah, the profit is very little on the fish, it seems like. By the time I get my money back on the production buildings and the crops I'm putting in to make the fish food year by year by year, I probably have to play like 20 years on a map to get my money back. At least it feels that way. Looks like I got some fish food that was not in the trigger. So just like last time, we'll go ahead and just unload it here. Actually, let me get that in the trigger better than that. Alrighty, that's good. And let's see here with this. I think I'll just take it right to the sawmill because that's probably going to be the first step in the month of May. So in May, we got to take care of the weeds in the soybean field. We got to fertilize that grass field that we just cut. And then we'll sell stuff from the sawmill. The stonemason, I'm probably only going to sell from that maybe twice a year. I'm going to try to sell it in July, I think is when the best price is for that material. Come on through. Alright, looks like another accident here, which I had nothing to do with. We got around it. Ooh, looks like our trees on the hill have matured just in time because I was running low on them. Alright, prefab walls, we put those aside. So yeah, looks like we got a whole bunch of mature trees now, which is nice. Nice and fat oak trees. Yep. So I'm going to focus on these trees up here because I want to be able to sell this property back that we built the windmill on. I don't need the windmill for anything because we got our own. And selling this property back would be like $480,000. So that'd be nice to put towards the bank. I mean, I have access to this, but I don't need it. So we got plenty of trees to cut. Let's go ahead and get back to the farm, which is, this is close enough. We fed the sheep, we fed the cows, we sold the wool. I think all the fields are pretty much taken care of. It's just a rainy, you know, April showers bring May flowers, as they say. But the flowers we're going to get are going to be the weeds. So we should wake up around negative $42,000 in the bank account because of the loan payments on interest and principal. Or negative 52,000. I forgot about all the production costs and all that. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot to check to see if I got any cows that are ready for selling. See what we got here. Let's see here. Reproduction. 1 more month. And they'll reproduce and we can sell these cattle here. And yeah, they're fine. They'll be fine. They should have plenty of feed in here. I should have plenty of TMR still in there for them. I say plenty. It's close enough. Alright, we're going to grab the See and Spot weed sprayer. We'll go down to the soybean field and spray those weeds. And then since we're going to be right down by the sawmill after that, we'll go ahead and sell that stuff. Then once we get all that stuff done, we can kind of zip on, I say zip on through, but we'll be right back into harvest season. Actually, any decent contracts for this month? Wow, not a whole lot there. We'll give the farmers some time to wake up and maybe figure out if they want to do their own work or not. If I were to start my farm over on this map, I may actually start it down here somewhere by this. Not sure what they would actually have used that for. I mean, there's many things they could have used it for, but down here, so I could just sit there and watch the water wheel go around all day long. Seems like a lot of weeds in this field this year. Also, when we get to selling the fish, I may try bringing the boat over to the launching area. I forgot what his name was, the sailor, but where he stands, that's where the boats would launch. Because I'm hoping I can put the platform down and maybe back up the semi to the boat and maybe drive it on, or at least back it up on the boat and load up the pallets that way. It's so much easier to see where the weeds are when it's not raining. And a little spot here. And is that going to be it? Yes, that is it. And yes, this sprayer that I'm using, this is part of the Highland DLC. And for a self-propelled sprayer, it's rather cheap and gets the job done rather quick. Oh, jumped right into the truck I wanted to. Wood chips are going to the silo. Waiting for the prefab walls to spawn. Let's see, let's change that, unload, restack. I think we all remember the days when FS25 came out a year ago on Riverbend Springs, and before Autoloader was available to us, having to load all those numbers of pallets by hand. Three more prefab walls at least. There they are. We make a separate trip for those. Give your Highland cows grass. They get the same money, so no need to give them TMR. My cows are special, so I treat them special. Hello, Smokin' Joe. Welcome. Just spent $100 on treats and toys for my dog because stuff is on sale, 30% off. And still only got 5 things. Money sure does not go as far as it used to. Definitely not. Oh, that is everything, so let's get these over here. Yeah, I don't care if things say they're on sale anymore or not, because lately companies have been raising their prices before they put them on sale. So just because it says it's on sale, does it really mean it's actually cheaper than it was a month and a half ago? Alright, let's go sell this stuff, and you know where we're going with it. Oh, that one on the back is not on the truck. That's a weird way that strap went on. And when you have a dog, it's hard not to spoil them. Just like I spoil Sam on my live streams. I spoil Sam quite a bit. I feed him every 2 months or so. And he seems happy with that. He gets free roam on the farm. He gets to chase squirrels and whatever things he can find in the woods. I really should have restacked this, would have made it more stable, but we're used to driving unstable loads here. It's always the small cars that pull out in front of 18-wheelers and just take forever to get up to speed. So this here should just about get me back above 0 again. So the only thing on my checklist for the month of May is to fertilize our grass field. Actually, even better than that, got up to 32,000. That's what we like to see. I'm going to leave the truck parked here because I don't know where I'm going to need it next. John, I stopped blaming you a long time ago with red cars. What? Sam, what are you staring at, Sam? Is there a squirrel in the tree? Must be not. He just wants to take a nap. And who can blame him? I mean, it's only 8 o'clock in the morning and the dog needs a nap. Heck, I've done that before. Get out of bed, walk down the hall, get to the living room, and decide to lay on the couch and take a nap. It's a long walk from the bedroom to the living room, you know. This little grass field is doing well for us. It keeps up with the cows and the sheep without any issues. It's been a long time though, John, since I blamed when I saw a red car in a game or whatever. It's been a long time since I pointed fingers. And then we'll fill up the TMR, well, the forage wagon with some more TMR. We should have a whole bunch of it now. That fermenting silo makes it fast, makes it quick. I got to bring my herbicide sprayer back too. That's sitting down by the oat field. All right, let's herd a little stone wall. I forgot. Did I check the cows this month or last month? I think it was this month I checked them. Yeah. Still got 30,000 liters. Let's see, I cut it in April, so May, June. Grass won't be ready until July. Now we got 456,000 liters of TMR, so we're good for a little bit. Yeah, that should be good enough. I don't want to overfill it because I can't put it back into any of my silos. So if I need the forage wagon for like cutting the grass, I need this to be empty. I'm up on their feed trough. There we go. All right, yes. See and spot weed sprayer. Let's get that back to the farm. And that pretty much will wrap up the month of May, just like that. I think I planted wheat, not barley, so the wheat's not going to be ready, I don't think, until July. So nothing to harvest in June. So the only thing in June we might have to do is possibly sell the fish. And I'm hoping to get 400 grand for the fish. All right, let me check my stock market page, as we call it, just to see what's going on. So right now, let's see, where are we here? Salmon. $222,000 worth of salmon, $164,000 worth of trout. So that's about 380,000. So yeah, we should have about 400 grand worth of fish to sell here not too long from now, which is going to be good. Anything else? Prefab walls. Yeah, they're always good, but we'll hang on to that. And nothing else for certain to sell currently. Hello, Chris. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Monday. Appreciate you stopping on in. So yeah, I think we're all set to go through the month. I don't think we need to be doing anything. Sale page. Some interesting things there, but nothing that we are looking for. Nothing at all. I do want to make sure my trailer is auto-unloading in the cow barn. So what I gotta do is I gotta advance some time through so that goes through some of the feed, and I can activate the trailer again. There we go. So you can see it unloading by itself, which means it'll keep it topped off as we go through the month. And on to the next day. So our enhanced loan, we are down to 5,538,000. Kind of hoping we get it down to 5 mil by the end of the stream today. And that should not be a problem with the fish that we're going to be selling sometime soon. Yep, let's sleep on through. We're good. First thing we'll check to see if I got any crops to harvest, and I don't think so. Negative 21,000 in the bank account. So, nope. Grass field shows that it's ready, but we know that's in the first harvest stage, and everything else is not ready. What is the fish price looking like? Salmon, 38.82. I mean, it's kind of there. And the trout is at 23.93. Says the best price is in July. And we're in June. But the price is saying it's going down. Well, not too sure. Oh, the sawmill ran out of wood. Just trying to think. How long has that been out of wood? That's been out of wood for a while. That's not good. Because it doesn't even have any in storage. Well, that was bad on my part. I miscalculated how many months I can go through. Thought I can get to June. Am I using a loan mod? Yeah, it's called the Enhanced... Oh, hello. It's called the Enhanced Loan mod. So it works a little bit differently than the base game. The base game, when you borrow money from the bank in the base game, when you skip through the night, you only pay... The money you pay the bank is only on interest. It's not actually taking money off the principal of the loan. With the enhanced loan system, you got to pay money back on the interest, and also you're paying back monthly payments on the principal. So you can see now, I didn't put any money towards the loan at all, but now the loan's down to 5.5 mil 08. We were at 5.530 something. It takes money for the principal on the loan itself along with the interest rate as well. So it acts like a real loan system should. Whoops. These are 17.9, just making sure. Yes, they are. And the loan, I'm not sure how the base game loan works, but the enhanced loan system, if I want to borrow money from the bank, you could only borrow what the value of the farm is up to 60%. So if your farm is worth $1 million, the bank will let you borrow $600,000. Another mod I do have installed is this one right here. This will let me know how much my farm is worth. So it'll add up all the farmland, all the equipment, everything that we own. And my farm is worth almost 7 mil. 6,884,000 what my farm is worth. Is there another tree? I thought there was a tree behind me, but there isn't. Kind of bad that I ran out of wood in the sawmill. April, May, June. So I had 90. Yeah, I miscalculated my math. My brain wasn't mathing earlier because I filled up the. When I say filled up, we put the trees in March up to 90,000. To get to June, I needed 120,000 liters of wood, and I only put in 90. Because we go through about 40,000 liters of wood in the sawmill per month. So we're going to do 4 trees here. Wait, was that my third? 1, 2, 3. And we'll cut this one down here. I may come back and do... Well, I can do... It's enough to get me to July. But I may come back here in a little bit. In June. Maybe put a couple more trees in. We'll see. Alright, grab the wheel loader. And let's see where I can grab these things. Higher up the trunk, the better. Get my lumberjacks working again. I gotta hug this fence so I can get the tree around the silo. Wasn't the best place to put the silo, but like always, I wasn't thinking when I put it down. I thought it was out of the way of everything. And the one thing I didn't calculate was the trees. Alright, mill is back up and working. So once I get through these trees up here on the hill, hopefully I can sell this land back that we bought, just so we can build the windmill. Actually, building the windmill wasn't too bad. Am I stuck in that tree? Kind of am, aren't I? Come on. May have to get rid of that limb. one little limb. I think it's just that one there, I hope. Alright. Well, first time I really got a tree stuck here. Of all the trees we cut. Alright, wheel loader. Do we still have the tree? We do. Are you stuck anymore? You are not. Alright, so we got enough in there to get through a month, but let's get more in there. Of course, now this one's probably stuck on the other tree. It's like a puzzle. Oh, did I break free? Of course, I got a limb in my way, so I can't see what I'm doing at all with the wheel loader. Trying to pull it out the same way it fell in, but I don't think that's going to work. And every once in a while the tree just jostles, so I can't tell if it broke free or how it's stuck in there. Alright, let's we'll leave this one here, I think. And I'm going to go grab the other ones, I hope. Too much foliage on the trees, can't really see where I'm going too well. But luckily I've taken the route enough, I know roughly where I am. think I can sneak around this limb here. That's a good 80,000, so that's 2 months worth. Getting annoyed with ATS. Started a new profile, and the only quick jobs I'm getting worth any money are doubles and triples or special transport jobs. It could be because of the starting city that you chose. Some locations have a lot of triples and doubles to deliver. So if you chose a city with that into it, that's why you're getting a lot of those type of jobs. This one here, let's pick this limb up here, and we'll carry this on down. Just get it out of the way. It's not in the trigger. There we go. That helps. Let's see if I can just... Okay, that was easy. I was like, that's going to be a pain in the butt to get out of there. Nope, not really. All right. So with that all set, I got a number of trees up here we gotta get rid of. Get rid of that we need to use before I can sell. Quite a bit of trees actually. And the sawmill, like I said, is going through about 2 trees per month. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I got about like a year's worth of trees on this hill. So not going to be selling that property anytime soon, it looks like. Let's see here. TMR. I think, yeah, they're doing fine. They're full. But we should have some more cows. They should have given birth, so reproduction, yep, we can sell them. So that's 33,000. And then we got another month, we'll sell another 10. So we're getting a good cycle of cows selling, which is good now. And we still got floating cows to deal with every once in a while. Is that everything I need to do in the month of June? We did the sawmill, unfortunately, a month too late. But we got that done. Oh yeah, let me go on down here. And we got to move... Oh no, it took all the fish food. Took all the fish food. The offshore, they must have a good amount of... yes. They have a good amount. Oh, we got a storage? Oh, I'm out of storage. I was like, why aren't those numbers going up? because we're running out of storage out there. All right, well, let's... fire up the boat. And we'll get some of the pallets loaded up so we can get some more fish overnight before we go to July. Just nudge that boat behind us a little bit. Was not thinking about filling up with fish out here. So let's see if I have any issues this time loading up fish. Both other times I have done so, really, or a couple times, had a few problems. So right now what I need to do is, and it's going to be rough, is I need to clear out the landing zone here. But the thing is, we got so much fish to spawn, I may not get this zone cleared to put down the ramp. Just when I thought maybe I can get there, they spawned. Wonder why I can't walk up to the boat. They spawned again. Now I don't want to try, even though it does seem to kind of work. Yeah, just more and more and more. If they do fall into the water, they will respawn at the shop. So one could say just push them all into the water and bring your truck over there. You missed the and now it's full again. I wonder if I put this down low enough that that'll stop them from spawning. Just push them into the water, you say. Knowing my luck, though, this will be the time where they wouldn't respawn. And that's a lot of fish. There we go, got the ramp down. Now again, like I said, what I'm going to try to do, because I want to see if this works, is I'm going to bring it to the ramp. And I'm going to try to drive my semi-trailer back here and grab them that way. And again, this is probably going to be the only time I do the offshore fishing stuff, so... And we only got to do this once a year. Wonder how long this has been full down here that stopped our production of fish. But since I didn't run into this issue well, since we've been here, didn't think I could fill it up. Palaces keep on coming. I think that was the last one to spawn. But I'm still not going to sell them this month. I'm going to wait another month. And see if I can get a better price. May not do, but I'm going to wait. Again, I will give you the hint. If you haven't done this yet and you plan on playing on this map, you actually can put this offshore production really close to shore to where you don't need a boat. Down there by that sandy beach, you can get the offshore production almost on the shore. And then if you do a little bit of landscaping, you may not even have to even do that, or use like a ramp from the mod hub. You should be able to drive a trailer right up against this platform here where we got the boat and load up that way with an autoloader or whatever. So you don't need to buy yourself this $275,000 boat it is, I think. I think we're kind of floating away from the dock here. While I'm here, I'm going to strap those in. Turn off the engine. Well, I'm glad I caught it before I went another month, because that would have been this doing absolutely nothing. And the reason why I caught my eye was when I was at the young spawning point was, why are we full of trout, young trout over here? Why aren't they getting distributed? Well, because you're backlogged. That's why. Alright, well hopefully they stay on the ship. Yeah, all I do is sell the fish. There's nothing... I'm pretty sure someone's going to come out with a mod Someone's going to come out with a sushi production to where you can bring the salmon and the trout to and make sushi out of it. That'd be my guess. Someone will do something like that if they haven't done so already and I just missed it. Alright, so, yep, these should get shipped off. This should do what it needs to do. Yep, that's on hold. That's fine. That should be fine. Gotta wait till we harvest more onions. So, yeah, we're good. We are all fine. And there is a contract. That's too far away from the farm. I was like, oh, almost $7,000. Yeah, we'll wait on that. All right, so I think we can go to the next month. That sounds like hail. All right. Do I have? I should have. Oh, yes. Canola. I think that's wheat. And everything else is on hold. So we got those two fields. But, of course, first things first. Trout, 24.21. I think that's a better price than it was last month. And the salmon also is a good price. Seaside and one going to Goldcrest Valley. Well, I don't want to do the train again. Let's see where the trout... Hopefully Seaside. 24.14. So yeah, everything's going to Seaside. We'll tag that place. Let's get right back on the boat. Load up the amount of fish that we got overnight. Unstrap, strap. You normally get your auto load trailer and drive it onto the ship to unload. Well, I'm going to try a different spot. I'm not even sure if I can even get the boat in where I want to go. But I'm going to give it a whirl. I don't even have an hour on the boat yet. A little foggy in the harbor, so I'm letting them know I'm coming in. Would be kind of cool because we do have AI traffic, but there are no AI boat traffic. So usually I've been going to the docks and unloading by hand, getting these on the dock, then using the trailer to load them up. Am I going to be able to drive that semi? I got to back the semi down here is what I got to do. Oh, wow. The boat's just going right up the ramp. Nope, that's got to be on. All right, lower that down. Okay, it's not on. Uh-oh. I might be stuck on the loading ramp. Just trying to wiggle it off here. There we go. I think I freed myself up. Gonna put the ramp down as far as it goes. I think the boat just slid right up the ramp again. I'm just gonna park it there. I'll worry about getting out of here later on. Alright, so now I need the semi. Let's see if this will drive up the ramp. I don't think it's going to. I may have to persuade it a little bit. Alright, so to really get that down there, I'm going to have to back in all the way. I'm going to try to do it just by driving it, not using super strength if I can avoid it. All the seagulls around here, they know what's up. It's going to be kind of hard to get this trailer to turn a 180 around here, but yeah, it might be a little bit too long for this. I hate when these trailers back into something. They bounce you so far forward. Just don't really have the room here for what I'm trying to do. Whoever put this stupid dinghy here is not helping my situation. I think by trying to do this the proper way, it's a little difficult. All right. I tried. I'm not sure this is even going to work, because you can see the ramp is not down on the ramp. The boat ramp is not on the ramp itself either. So I'm going to try to just talk this up here. It's probably going to lift my truck off the ground, honestly. And also the autoloader is not going to pick it up from the back either, I don't think. Hopefully these don't explode everywhere when I unload them. Okay, they didn't do that. So that's a start. Okay, we are loading, but not the correct way. This is probably not advised. So unfortunately the autoloader can't see what's behind it, only sees what's beside it, or maybe even underneath it. All the real fishermen around here are probably looking at me going, what is he doing? Even I don't know at this point. And again, I don't put these on direct sale because on hard economy, I would lose 30% of the sale, I think, or the selling price, which is quite a bit. It's 1/3 of my profits. So overall, is this faster than what I did before? Maybe a little, but the headache I'm going through to get these on here, is it worth it? Probably not. Then I gotta drive the truck out of here, which backing it in seemed difficult for me. But when I do sell this stuff, that's when I'll celebrate a little bit. But so far the ship, I probably shouldn't say, well, I'm already thinking it. The ship hasn't exploded on me yet. And I think that usually happens when I accidentally with super strength grab the ship and not a pallet. Ooh, are you not going to load up the rest? Why won't you load up the rest? I loaded up a couple. This shouldn't be considered full. You say throw them in the water and collect them at the store, but that's not, you know, what if it doesn't? We've only got a handful more to go anyway, so it's no big deal. Put you over here. I think we got them all. Any underneath the trailer? That does not look good. My trailer is kind of in the crane. Well, getting out of there was easier than backing in. Let's see, I'm going up there on the hill. If I go... Yeah, we'll go this way. And then you would have to come down through here, didn't you? That's a one-way street up here. But you know me, I always obey traffic laws. I'm not sure if I can make this corner. These signs probably don't go just fall down, do they? No, they don't. Then I'm just going to run into cars coming up the other way. Alright, let's go all the way around. Oh, now this brings me into there. That does not get me down and around. Okay. Just hate cities that always have a lot of one-way streets. Sometimes you can see the place you want to get to and it's like, well, you can't go down that street though. But the place I want to go to is this right there. Well, how do you get there? Well, you got to go 20 miles this way. And then take a left and go another 15 miles that way. And that'll get you to that side where you can get on the one-way street to get to where you need to be. Not really lost, it's a matter of trying to get to where I need to. I can't remember. I am lost on which ones are the one-way streets because I don't know. But we have finally made it here. And there, $536,950 worth of fish with a $58,000 environmental score bonus. So about $590,000 right there. Finally. That's like the best selling of the fish that we've had. But if you want to look at it this way, as I said earlier, the money that we just made, that would pay for the boat and the offshore fishing productions. That would not have paid for the fish food production. It would not have paid for the small fish production. Would not have paid for the grain mill to make flour. Would not have paid for the oil mill to make the oil. But yeah, once you have the productions going, you're doing it all, it's not too bad. Alright, there is rain in the forecast. Just noticed that. What time is the rain going to get here? So we better get to harvesting. But the other thing I want to do is I want to pay off some of this loan. So we're going to get it down to $5 million. So we got to pay $477,168. So now the loan is technically under $5 million. And I still have $75,000 in the bank account. Since I'll be harvesting, is there any really good contracts? I don't do harvesting, baling, cultivating deadwood, hoeing, rock removal. No, nothing that we want to do. Let's go grab our Rosla mash. Good amount of fuel. Repair status is looking pretty decent. Wiggle our way in here. Try not to destroy any crop. I actually want to harvest the canola first, which is going to be behind us. Alrighty. Kind of a simple job of harvesting. So that means I'm going to need my semi and the grain trailer. This will be going into the oil mill to make some more canola oil. So even though we had a rainy, what month was it? April? Yeah, I think it was a rainy April. Weather seemed to be pretty good so far this season. I don't see a whole lot of hail damage, just got a little bit. No tornado damage like we had last year. So I'm hoping for a very good cotton harvest. Again, I'm storing up my cotton bales so I can sell 40 bales, and I did check it. The achievement is for 40 bales, but then some people said they achieved it with 20. So what I'm thinking it might be is, it's not the amount of modules that you got to sell in one go. Is done by the amount of liters of cotton. So if you did 40 modules with a John Deere, that'd be 20 modules with a case. So I'm guessing it's got to be how many liters you sell in one go. Oh, July. July is a good time to sell the stone products. So I need to go to the stone mason, grab that stuff, and sell it. Yeah, pardon me. Wasn't much of a sneeze, more of a cough. Sometimes your fingers aren't just quick enough to get to the mute button. So even though there's rain in the forecast, got plenty of time before that gets here. Yield is looking pretty good, 120%-ish, somewhere around there. Good thing is we always got a good amount of canola oil, so haven't run out of it in a long time. So since the semi is still on has the low loader on it, we will go grab the stone and sell that, then we'll grab the grain trailer. This field is going to need to be soil sampled. You can see no data found. So that's where the harvest part is. So once we get done with the harvest, we'll have to get the soil resampled. All right, we should also have... I should have another set of cows to sell, right? Reproduction, yes, they had their offspring, so we can sell them. And then the next set is a little off from being able to do that. We are up to 110 cows. We almost got a full pen, actually. And yeah, I'll be able to pay a little bit more off my loan this month, too. So, doing pretty good on the loan now. Starting to really chew into it pretty good. Don't you dare pull out in front. You knew you were going to. But I just kept on plowing through anyways. I think we all went to the same driver's course here in Kinlaig. We don't really obey traffic laws or traffic. So it has been a while since we sold anything from the stonemason. And again, at this point, I needed this to build a castle. And running these two productions, the only input I need is water. Water makes the big stone. The big stone comes to here, which makes the castle stone and the roof shingles. And that is all we got, apparently. I keep thinking we should have more. I wonder if Giants slowed down the production rate. I didn't read the patch notes in the last update. Maybe they reduced the amount of stone this produces. Also got sawmill stuff to sell, but I'll hold off onto that. Where's the castle? We built the castle. That should be... Can we see it from here? Oh, there it is. Right up there on the hill. There's actually 3 buildings to that castle. It's pretty much rubble when you start on the map. It requires material from the sawmill. It basically requires wooden planks, planks long, roof shingles, and castle stone, and cement bags to build a castle. And if you have material and feed it non-stop, it'll take you 4 years to get the castle complete. Hello, Christopher. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Monday so far. But I mean, if you did constructibles like on Riverbend Springs, Hooten Pentai, or even in 22 on Silver Run Forest, with the roller coaster, you get paid pretty well for bringing the material up there. So we're up to 152,000. So, yeah, when I get to the end of the month, we'll see what my money is and just throw some more at the bank. But already we started today at 5.6 million owed to the bank. We're down to 5. And looks like by the time the end of the month comes, we'll be down quite a bit more than that, too. That's what I'm saying. Now that I'm not really spending money on the farm, so I don't need to expand or really buy anything too much. Everything can just go towards the loan. It's going to get paid off rather quickly. Alright, so again, I almost forgot where I got to go with this, but because I got the big tires on this truck, I got to park this low loader at an angle so I can get my truck back underneath it later on. So if I park it right here with a big ramp, that should allow me to get back underneath it. Well, everyone's just coming up this road. Patch, don't you see it had nothing to do with the stone production? Just doesn't seem like it's producing as much as it has before. And it sounds like it's, well, I'll double check. Stonemason. Yeah, it's got big stone there. So, I mean, the only thing I could do is just look at cycles per month and what the output is and go back when we started here at Kinlaig, wow, a month ago. And see if those numbers are the same. Because I never run out of big stone, and of course the quarry has plenty of water, and the big stone gets teleported over there or delivered over there, so. But we got a good amount of sawmill stuff to sell still this month. So even if I sell the sawmill stuff, that should get me over 200,000, so I should be able to get the loan down to 4.8 million by the end of this month. Won't be this stream, but by the end of this month, we'll have it on down. Good to see. Very little damage in our fields this year so far. But I still got July, August, September, October, and I got to get to November because that's when the cotton will be ready, is in November. But man, I was only hoping for like 400,000 from the fish, but we did pretty darn good. don't think I got a soil sampler for the farm. I think I've just been buying the soil samples. Yeah, Shamburgo's the one I got the soil sampler on. I actually thought, though, when we started the series and I got this harvester, I was thinking, oh, we're going to expand like I always do. So I'll probably just end up getting ourselves a bigger combine. But really, this combine for what we do on this farm is the perfect size. But of course, when it comes to harvesting the onions and harvesting the cotton, I will be leasing the same equipment as we did last year. No sense of buying that stuff because I could lease it for like 5-6 years, year after year, and it'll still be a lot cheaper leasing it than it would be to buy it outright. If I was going to be on the mat for many years, it'd be worth buying. And usually I do like owning my own equipment. I don't usually prefer leasing equipment unless it's just going to be a one-off type of thing. But for now, I'm just kind of focused on saving up the money and trying to get that loan paid off as quickly as possible. And not because, as I said at the beginning of the stream, when we pay off the loan, we'll probably be done here. I'm not trying to get it paid off as soon as possible so I can leave the map. I just like to get my loan paid off. You know, who wants a loan? Although I seem to have a loan in every game that I play. Well, doesn't the Colossus do it in 20,000 liter bales or modules? Actually, I really haven't had a look at that, the Colossus cotton harvester. I think I may have looked at it. So it's 10,000 liter bales. Or is that the equivalent to the John Deere? That's the equivalent to the John Deere. And I'm guessing this is the equivalent to the case. Is it round modules or is it square modules that come out of that? That's the square module, so it must be round modules that come out of there. Is it two separate holding tanks in the harvester? Or just one? What's the price of it? $376. So it's a little bit more expensive than the one I was using, so the leasing fee is going to be up a little bit higher. And is it like one holding tank or is it two like I was using with the John Deere? I just see something on this here, engine module. Well, I got until November to figure that out. So it's 2 holding tanks. It's the same as basically it's just like the John Deere that I was using. Very similar. Although the John Deere did have a lot of dust flying around it when we were harvesting. While that is unloading, I do want to check on something here. Alright, get back to it. So we'll have to buy the soil sampling in the field because I don't know if it needs lime or not. I unloaded a partial bale from the John Deere. Now, the only thing it didn't do is it didn't take out the cotton from the first holding tank of the harvester. That's about it. But I can unload partial bales from the from that John Deere. Because I got the mod that allows me to unload partial bales, so that works in a baler or a cotton harvester. I mean, I could use the Colossus this year. That doesn't matter to me one way or the other. Yeah, the only downside to the John Deere I was using that I could see was the amount of dust that was coming from the cotton harvester for some reason. But yeah, when I finished harvesting our last field, the module that actually we can cut, I can see how big that module was. If I just go, wait, where am I going? Up to here. If I go to here. That module that I took out was only 2,514 liters of cotton, where all the rest were 10. But the only thing I didn't do was take out the cotton that was in the first holding tank. So I think when I returned the harvester, it had about 1,000 liters of cotton in it. But the debate was on the achievement of selling 40 modules. Was, when I was reading it, some people were saying that you can get by unloading the modules when they're not full. And other people says, no, that does not work. So I'm going to try to make sure I got 40 full modules, because I don't want to bring up like 36 full cotton modules of 10,000 liters and like 5 or 6 partial ones, and I go to sell and I don't get the achievement because it wasn't full ones. So I'm going to try to do it to where they're all full. Again, it's just for an achievement, so it's... Because right now I got $100,000 worth of cotton sitting around the farm. No, yeah, we could definitely unload a partial bale from that John Deere. I don't know if the John Deere would allow you to do it without the mod that... As I said, I'm running the mod that allows me to unload bales and modules out of balers. So like if you got like 15% of a bale in a baler, you can unload it. I think it's got to be more than 10% to unload. Kind of forgot. What time's that rain going to be here? Not until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I think I'll get the rest of the canola into the combine. Shouldn't be too difficult. I'm not sure I know what the achievement is called for the cotton modules. Let me finish up this cotton. I'll look at Steam and see. I still got like about 15 achievements in Farm Sim 25 I have not gotten. But again, I don't think in any of the farm sims I've achieved all of them, because some of them require you, like one of them is collect all the collectibles in Houghton Pentai, also Zelanki or Zelanka. I probably won't get those. One of them's kind of ridiculous. You got to jump. You got to ride a horse and jump for 5 minutes straight on a horse to achieve that one. Sure, I guess. So there's probably a couple of them I'm not going to get, because I'm not going to ride a horse and jump constantly on a horse for 5 straight minutes or whatever it is. But while this combine's unloading, let me look quickly to see what the name of this. The cotton achievement is. Should be pretty simple to see. Let's see here. Steam. A few achievements. Go down to ones I don't have. I think it's probably the one called Gone but not forgotten. And then it says below that, where would you even store these? Another one I don't have is like road trip vehicle fleet. I think Lowe's achievements, you gotta drive so many miles or kilometers in a tractor and a truck. Yeah, and there's some other ones like for grapes and olives. I haven't done some of the grape and olive ones either. We did a little bit of the olives on Dark Forest. Where do you see what you have to do to get them? Just Google it is one way to do it. Yeah, Steam is not going to tell you exactly how to get those achievements. Some achievements in games will tell you how, what you got to do. But Farm Sim 25 is, I think Farm Sim has a post on it what you got to do to get the achievements. But every once in a while, like if I don't want to say I'm getting bored with Farm Sim, but I mean, I've played a lot of it, and I do need breaks from it from now and then, but to keep it kind of interesting, I try to find achievements in games I haven't done yet. It's like, oh, I haven't done that yet? Well, let me see if I can work on it. Give me something to work towards. The cotton one should be called Gone, but Not Forgotten. Kind of a pun on gone but not forgotten, but now it's gone but not forgotten. I need to turn on the oil mill. Windmill. Canola oil active. That's good to go. And the problem is when you read comments on how people did it, some will say I did it with 20, other ones said I had to do it with 40. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to make sure I got 40 before I do it, because I don't want to bring 20 there and then be like, oh, I didn't get the achievement. All right, I need the soil samples in this field to see what it needs to be taken care of. So yeah, you can see my field is pretty much blackened out. So we're going to go ahead and purchase soil sampling for $4,000. All right, good to go. And now we can see here the pH value, depending where we're standing on, is pretty much good. Okay, so also in the field, it says it's full of nitrogen. Why do I feel like... Why is it full of nitrogen? Might be kind of hard to see. Well, where can I get it so you can read it better? Probably if I put it against the back of the truck, you might be able to read it. So you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, it says nitrogen 210 out of 200. Why is the nitrogen not being used up by the product? Something weird's going on. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can... Is my boat stuck? Trying to wiggle it off the ramp here. Oh, no, we're free. I think. So let me get the boat back out to the offshore production. I don't need it onshore for anything, obviously. I'm going to get stuck on shore here, I feel like. think I'm clipping that boat behind me. And maybe I'll just reverse out of here, I guess. Let people know I'm backing up. So I'm not sure I found a really great way to unload the boat yet onto the autoloader. I thought that was going to work a little bit better than it did. It wasn't bad, but obviously if I were to put another offshore production and put it right on shore over by the sandbar, that would be the best spot for it. Wouldn't even need the boat, just pull up with a trailer and load up. And it's too bad that the mod, which I did use at the beginning of FS25, and that's one of the mods I was talking about earlier where I was using it, now it doesn't work at all and it's been removed from the mod hub, is the move placeable mod. Because I would move the offshore fishing to the shoreline, but now since I can't move it, that means I have to sell it and then build another one. No, next time, I'm going to drive over there now. I say drive over. I'm going to sail over there now. I'm going to captain the boat over. Probably better if I just go over to the shore. So as I said, and I showed in this YouTube short, what you can do is take your offshore and you can build it awfully close on the shoreline, so close that when the dock, or I say the dock, where the fish spawn on the dock, you can probably drive right up to it. And just unload from there. But I'm wondering, how far upshore can I get with this thing? Oh, that's probably too far. I got the boat in full reverse, but she's beaching herself. I may have beached myself a little bit too much on this one. I keep forgetting with the boat, it takes a moment to, when you put it in reverse, it takes a moment to really get in reverse. But yeah, let me go ahead and just get that back in the water. Oh, I'm in the boat now. Okay, I'm still too much beached. Can I not pick it up anymore? Well, I could just reset it and it'll go over to where the store technically is. Okay, I moved it before. Why can't I move it now? How about if I do the whole wiggle thing? There we go. Yeah, so even there, the ramp would not go down. So I would have to landscape, which I could do, and make it easier. Try putting the boat on the side to the left of you. I don't know when you said that. I was probably too busy focused on getting out of here. So you don't run into the problem of fish being in the way of the ramp. Can't you put the boat ramp down after you park your boat? That's what I'm going to do when I bring it over there and park it on up. I was just trying to see if going to the beach would be better for it. You found a fix for the move it mod. Is there a fix for that? Is it? I haven't looked on third-party websites or anything like that. I don't know why it stopped working, but I think it was after like patch 1.3. I forgot what patch it was. But it was a while ago, like last spring. It stopped working. It just really haven't bothered me too much to move anything too much. Just decided not to worry about it. If all I have to do is edit the files so it's compatible for the patch that we're on, that's simple enough to do. Okay, lower that ramp down. So if I put in the boat here and the ramp down this time, so nothing will spawn here, it's good to go. Question is, will the boat actually stay here? That'll be the question. The one thing I did not check is, did I knock any of these pallets into the water? And if I did, and I don't think I did, then that means we would have some pallets here. And there are none here, so apparently I didn't knock any into the water. Did the cows run out of TMR? Almost. They almost did. Well, I did time that good because I need to cut the grass. Cows have escaped the fence line again. Well, yeah, where the boat spawns, the thing with the autoloader is it only has a certain range to it. So, I mean, the boat should spawn here. But I think the autoloader would only be able to reach, like, maybe a third. So, like, if I parked and the dock was on that side, I think the autoloader maybe only reached, like, halfway into this box and not reach all of this over here. Because the pickup range on the autoloader is not that great. As we have seen when I picked up stuff from the sawmill, you can kind of see how far it picks up. So, yeah, it'll probably pick up half of it. Then I'll have to slide the crates over. Could do it that way as well. But, yeah, like I said before, you can... Construction. Took me a second to figure out what I was doing here. If I were to go to productions, factories, offshore... rotate this around this way. You can see how far up on shore this will go. We'll even zoom in a little bit closer so you can see. I mean, right there, the dock is not even in the water. So... pull up right to there. But I may look at the move file and see if I could edit the file to be compatible with this, and maybe I'll end up moving this. I don't know how much it'll cost me to move, because that's part of the mod. It's not just a free thing to move a production. It will cost you some money to move it. The question is how much. And by the way, we should have plenty of offshore. Yeah, we still got plenty of young fish to be processed. This here, we are pretty much through all the fish food. So, we're pretty much almost done with that. So yeah, we're in the middle of harvest season. You know what? I'm going to pay another $100,000 off that loan just to make myself feel better. 100,000. There we go. 4.9 mil is what we're down to. And I got plenty of money to fool around the rest of the month. Let me go ahead and move these to the side here so I don't get full on these. Oh yeah, do I have any sheep? I haven't looked at the sheep here in a moment. But I think I have a few months to go before I can sell any more. Oh yeah, I got a long ways to go. A long ways to go. Wait, did you guys... You ran out of food. You guys usually go about 3 months. From grass cut to grass cut. Sorry, my bad. You'll be getting food momentarily when I cut the grass, but that'll be next time. Because yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for today. Because yeah, I don't want to get started on harvesting some more, and I got a thing I need to do in about 45 minutes, so I got to make sure I'm ready for that. So I'm going to jump out of here. As for tomorrow and Wednesday, I think the next 2 days I'm not streaming because I got other things going on. Well, Wednesday's usually my day off from streaming. But you do have an episode of Shamburgo that went out earlier today. I'm going to try to get an episode out tomorrow of Wild Roots. I'm going to start a new file, save file on that one. I'm going to play on hard mode. I think on the live streams I played on normal, but I was talking to the devs over the weekend. They want me to try hard mode. They think I'm good to go on that. Wednesday, 11 episode of Shamburgo. And Thursday, if things go from what I just read in the email, Alaskan... Oh, wait. Let me make sure I get the name of the game right here. We're going to be looking at where we got access to the beta. But it's called Alaska Gold Fever is what we're going to be looking at. It says, let me just make sure it is December 11th. That should be the 11th, right? Yeah, the 11th will be Thursday. So we're going to have a look at that game, see what it's going to be all about. Looks like it should be a pretty good game. I could have done the alpha test, but I think they said there was only like about 20 minutes of material there, and that to me didn't seem like it was long for me to do anything on that. So hopefully in the closed beta test, we'll have enough fun on streaming on Thursday. But yeah, I'm going to jump out of here, like I said. So next stream should be Thursday on Alaska Gold Fever. And I did mention, hopefully I'll get some episodes, or an episode out tomorrow. And you got Shamburgo to watch on Wednesday if you haven't already watched it as a channel member. Appreciate everyone being here for some farming on Kinlaig. And yeah, got a good amount. I got my goal done. We got the loan down below 5 mil. So we're almost halfway done of repaying back the loan. But yeah, again, appreciate everyone being here. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Have a good Tuesday, Wednesday, and hopefully I'll see you on Thursday. But until then, have a good one.